Know this, the time you're in now isn't random. I guided your steps intentionally to this point. This isn't merely words of encouragement. This is a special time prepared in the spiritual world, now entering your everyday life. Your time isn't unlimited. This period matters greatly. Don't be fearful, but choose to act. I saw your struggles, my beloved. You faced hidden worries, doubts that seemed stronger than your best hopes, and tiredness that rest couldn't ease. But I saw when you were near your limit, my precious one. My heart felt deeply for you and acted right away. I paused everything else in my domain to come to you. The one I knew completely before the earth existed. The one the world ignored, but I named my child. What you went through wasn't just difficulty. It was a purposeful test. The light within you has always drawn resistance. I felt your inner shaking, the quiet prayer you couldn't speak aloud, the profound pain in your spirit even when your body was at rest in the dark. But I witnessed everything, my child. Before any tears came, I understood your suffering. Your spirit's soft call reached me more strongly than any shouted request. Others thought you were pulling away because you were quiet, but I saw a fight happening within you. You didn't withdraw, you were facing opposition. The one against you knew how important what is inside you is. That's why the troubles came so quickly, so constantly, so intentionally. Stress on your emotions, pressures regarding your resources, an unexpected fatigue with no clear cause, ways forward that looked clear but suddenly blocked. This was not random. It was a planned attempt to block your way, but my grace stepped in. I didn't promise you'd escape difficulty, my child, but I promised you'd get through it. And what was meant to break you, I used to stir you because the direction of your life was at a vital moment. You were close to a decision that looked minor from the outside, but in the spiritual world, it carried great weight. Saying yes to what was incorrect, staying quiet when I wanted you to speak, a small yielding that would have opened a wide door to darkness. But I intervened. I didn't send a grand signal or speak from above. The sudden movement in your spirit, the lack of fulfillment from things that once held your attention, the increasing feeling inside you that something is important, urgent, holy. This is true. I have changed the normal way things are happening around you. Your connections with others feel altered. People seem far away or strangely concentrated. You feel unsettled or cry without knowing why. This is because the spiritual air has changed. You are sensing my direct presence, my precious one, and your physical awareness is noticing what your spirit already knows. In this moment, I am showing you I am here, not just when you are strong, but also when you are close to giving up. I wait until you are about to fall, and instead of letting you break apart, I support you. That is where you are right now, my beloved child. In the place between falling apart and growing, kept firm by my deep care. You were about to move away from your life's aim, from your hope, from the way that once lit up your spirit. Maybe you told yourself this was correct or showed progress, but deep inside you knew you were giving in, not out of calm but from exhaustion. That is why I didn't send sympathy, my child. I sent power because you were close to failing. If you had failed, it would have taken much time to recover what you would have lost so quickly. Do not make light of how much you have overcome. Do not pretend it wasn't difficult. You faced deep sadness, holding on to my words. You resisted feeling defeated with just a small glimmer of hope. And you are still here. You are present, breathing, hearing, alive in your spirit. That isn't weakness, my precious one. That is endurance. That is my protective hand. I do not maintain what I plan to discard. I only keep living what I mean to reserve for my plan. You are not meant to shatter. You were meant to find your proper position, and that is exactly what this time offers. Not perfection, not fake joy, but holy order. The kind that calms your spirit, sets your thinking on truth, and moves your purpose ahead. False ideas like, you are behind schedule, you are not deserving, you lost your opportunity. Each one is being cut off at its root and replaced with how I see you. You are exactly on schedule, my child. You were always marked as special. What I start, I finish. This isn't about feeling thrilled. It is about holiness, the kind that might ask you to let go of comfort but shows the whole of who you are. You are still here because you are still marked as special, my beloved, and I do not change my plans for those I have chosen. This is true even when you feel frail, especially when you feel frail. You didn't break because I arrived in time. Not a lesser version of your name, my cherished child, not the titles others put on you, but the name I spoke over you in the spiritual world, the one declared before you were shaped, that holds who you truly are. Because this isn't just an attack on what is ahead for you. It is an assault on who you are at your core. The main method of the one against you wasn't only to slow your progress, my child. It was to hide who you are, to make you forget your real self, to cover you with labels like damaged, lacking drive, insufficient, ignored. But those labels were never meant for you. Your spiritual standing, your holy aim, your first design in my domain. Nothing is unclear. There is clearness. There is precision. And when I move, I do so fully. You weren't simply one person among many when I acted to help you, my beloved one. You were the particular one, not just a number, not just another person facing hardship, but the one carrying something inside that is too important to be lost. My child, this time isn't just about simple encouragement. It is about recalling. You are being shown again the truth that has been clear in my presence long before you sensed it. I have summoned you. I know you completely. The one against you tried hard to divert your attention, my child. He didn't want you to see yourself truly. He didn't want you to recall, because the instant you do, you move with fresh power. You start to walk with certainty. Your prayers come to me more clearly. Your words of thanks become a firm statement. It is not random that the very time you felt most isolated, my child, was the same time I was getting this action ready. This isn't just about making things right. Know that this very time is by my design, my beloved one. You've already sensed a deep knowing inside. This isn't something completely new. It's an ancient truth stirring within you. A sacred word bearing my mark shows you the way forward for this season. It's not vague hopes for later, but clear guidance for right now. Because I see exactly where you are and what lies ahead. My child, I am not unsure. I am leading you now. Understand this key point. That sacred word waits for your full agreement. Not just saying yes with your lips, but your entire self saying yes at that quiet moment when your spirit whispers, I am ready. The next stage of your calling is revealed. Until then, you remain poised, but your own decision keeps you from moving forward. I respect the choices you make, my precious child, but now I am shining light within you so your own heart's desires can finally match mine. This isn't me forcing you. It's simply my goodness. You've caught glimpses of this truth before. Understand what is truly important here, my child. Not just your own ease or peace, but the lives that follow you, tied to your readiness to walk with me. When someone I have set aside steps out, ancient chains holding families bound start to snap. Obstacles are cleared away. The way is different for those who follow you, and the Dark One understands this. That's why the resistance you felt grew stronger as you drew nearer to knowing my child. The Dark One pushes harder when my nearness is more visible. Yet today clarity triumphs, reality triumphs, the real you triumphs, you triumph. You don't need to figure out every single thing. Just take one step forward, just obey one time. You were never by yourself, my child, even when you questioned, even when you thought unkind things about yourself. I stayed near, for I do not leave those I have chosen when they face hard times. I remain. I stand with them. I provide aid. You are being guided back to the spiritual person I made you to be. I am giving you fresh direction to step boldly into what comes next for you. This is more than just a lift. It is a fresh start. A subtle hazard was placed on your path, my beloved. It didn't look like harm. It wasn't obviously evil. It was quiet, thought out, crafted just for you. It looked easy, felt like peace. It even showed up as simple satisfaction. Yet in the spiritual world, this was a snare, a deception designed to pull you off course, positioned precisely at your point of weakness. The Dark One doesn't spend energy on those already wandering. He targets those I have picked, those I have summoned, the ones who bring freedom to others. This is why the battle you faced seemed aimed directly at you, because it truly was, my child. Every dark plan against you was shaped according to who I made you to be. What seemed random now shows itself as a clear intention. Hard times happening again and again, connections intentionally blocked, weighting that wore down your expectation. All put in place by an enemy who was afraid of what might happen if you ever understood the depth of why I made you. But I was not doing nothing. While the dark was plotting your failure, I was writing a different outcome. And this time, this message, this exact place on your path, my child, it is not just a good feeling. It is salvation. Your spirit was being targeted, not because you lack strength, but because your coming alive would create a response in my domain, and the enemy knows something many of my people overlook. Someone I have set aside walking in full clarity is a moving danger. A danger to old ways, a danger to being held captive, a danger to things that have been fixed for a very long time. That's why you didn't just face lures. It wasn't merely hardship, but false claims intended to make you question if you had genuinely discerned my guidance. But even when disappointment made it hard to hear, I never stopped talking. Certain deceptions must be navigated before deeper spiritual realities become accessible. You are standing past one of those now. You survived not because you had strength, but because my favor was stronger, and that favor, it is still active. It didn't just bring you through the risk. It is guiding you onto the path I planned for you. This is why you felt that unease inside, my cherished child. You have tried to return to the way things were. You have tried to accept just managing. But something inside you won't let you stay put. That isn't just being restless. It is my refusal. I won't let you just fit in with what I called you to leave behind. I don't just rescue you slightly. I send my help to undo the harm. That is what is happening in this very moment. The trap that was meant to swallow you is now becoming a witness. The very thing meant for your destruction now serves as proof that you were guarded for a higher intention. You might have thought your struggle meant you were weak, my child, but you were actually attacked because of your strength. The enemy doesn't bother with things that are empty. He attacks what holds my presence, and you, my beloved one, carry a fullness of it, though you may not yet perceive it distinctly. Right where you are now, something is being unmade in the unseen realm. Words spoken against you, things blocking your way caused by envy, doubts put there by old wounds. All of it is coming undone. And not because you deserved it, but because I stepped in, because I decided this would not be your finish but your new beginning. You are not too broken to fix, my child. You are being made new in ways you won't recognize, and what comes next will not look like what you have gone through. The struggle wasn't meant to mark you forever. It came to make you better, to show the value found only through difficulty. You've seen brief looks at what is within you, moments of purpose, times of clear sight, sudden thoughts that didn't come from books. That wasn't by chance. It was proof that you are meant to make a difference. And that is why the trap was laid, to quiet you before you could fully use your voice, to keep you from moving before you could move freely, to make you question what I said about you when I created you. But the trap did not work. And because it failed, the truth is coming up. You are being realigned, guided freshly, made free, no longer bound by the quiet lies that tried to tell you you were just like everyone else. You never were, and now that truth is rising like warmth inside you. In this stillness, a deep change is taking place. Not just feelings, not just for a moment, but deep inside your spirit is being set straight. Your inner understanding is being refreshed. You are finding a quiet strength even without outward movement. Because when one I have set apart endures the trap, the place where fear once settled becomes a holy space. Allow your deepest self to voice what simple words cannot hold. Let your heart receive truth even before your thoughts grasp it. The shadows did not consume you, for my light was always brighter. You did not stumble into the pit because I was already there. In the unseen places, moments unfold in ways you don't measure. What seems like delay on your part has been a struggle in the unseen. What looked like things slowing down was actually my hand placing things just right. Each door that closed, each question that remained unanswered, each relationship that shifted unexpectedly. None of it was random. It was all part of the appointed moment. And this is the specific instant I have held for you, my beloved child. An appointed time was not revealed to make you anxious, but to show you a door opening, a set-apart place in the unseen where my reality and yours meet for quick action. Time is not slipping away from you. You are being drawn into it, into my perfect moment, into the place where you belong, into the flow of my life within you. There is a significance to the moments I set aside. You sense it inside, like the timeless is touching this very instant. That is what is happening now. I do not force your choices, but my presence washes over your uncertainty. This is taking place right now. You might not perceive it outwardly, but the atmosphere surrounding you has shifted. Where there was once uncertainty, clarity is now forming. The things that felt jumbled are beginning to sort themselves out before you, my child. Why this moment? Because something inside you is ready, not your visible effort or your body's energy, but the core of who you are. While your physical form may be weary, your inner spirit remains watchful. While your thoughts may still ask, how? Your heart confirms what is true. You were made for this exact season, and this season is aligning with your inner yes. This is not just a sign, my beloved one. It is true power I have placed within you. It is strength from me declared over your being, even before you knew it. And this strength becomes alive through what you do, how you react, and your inner consent. This is a time when choosing what is true unlocks what has been held for you. Beyond your hesitation, here is the moment your trust becomes visible, my child. No more remaining unseen. No more shrinking back. The season for silence has passed. The time for me to hear your voice has come. And if these simple words have stirred something inside you, if you felt a gentle tug in your spirit and a warmth in your core, then linger here with me, my precious one. Words like these are more than just thoughts. They are specific times I create for you, understanding from me that signals significant changes on your journey with me, because this is not a single word. It is part of a journey with me, and you are not meant to travel it alone, my child. You always knew there was something greater, even when you couldn't name it, even when others didn't understand. Something lived inside you, something holy that would not disappear, hope that endured, a quiet assurance that persisted. There was a burden you bore, one you could not name or set aside. That feeling of being weighed down wasn't a load to crush you, my beloved. It was a promise held until the appointed time, and now that promise is stirring. The lies meant to keep you bound have been exposed. The untruth has lost its grip, and this moment is still here for you. I do not ask you to put on a show for me, my child, but I do ask you to be present with me. What you have been through does not define who you are. You are not the story suffering told you. You are the one I say you are, and now you are beginning to see yourself truly through my perspective, my cherished one. So if your inner self is still being drawn, stay here. Sometimes a word from me does more than shift a day. It sets your whole path free. And your journey is too significant for your voice to stay silent. My child, allow my presence to be here with you in this. You were present when the moment was critical, not with soft words, but with an inner readiness for the unseen battle. You may not see it with your eyes, but your inner being has sensed its nearness. The inner tension that has started to fade within you, the weight that started to lift even before I finished speaking these things, that is more than just an emotion, my child. That is liberation taking place. Being free isn't about external religious actions. It's about your inner self saying yes to truth. You don't need to make a show or fall to the ground. What I am taking from you right now happens as you align yourself with truth. Things that slowed your path, patterns of regret, the burden of external voices that you had absorbed without realizing it. All of it is being undone. You might not recall the precise instant these things took hold of you, but I know, my child, the feeling of unworthiness that remained with you from your early years, the apprehension that settled in after you experienced pain, the inner weariness that gradually diminished your strength. These were more than just emotions. They were indicators of a silent bondage, my precious one. I am completely undoing every pact you ever made with untruth. I come with the strength of the heavens and the tenderness of my heart. Your pain does not catch me off guard, my child. Your difficulties do not make you unfit, for I saw what you couldn't articulate. How you were existing in broken parts, smiling while your soul was hurting, walking ahead with invisible bonds holding you back. You might sense warmth in your physical form, a weight being removed, tears welling up, or perhaps simply a calm. But even in the quietest moments, the change is happening, my child. It requires your release, not a dramatic display of giving up, but a genuine, silent letting go. Things detach when you declare, I can no longer hide. When your inner self stops concealing itself. When you acknowledge that bearing this alone has not helped. You are already sensing the call to let it go, my beloved child. That is not simply a pleasant idea. That is what is true in this very moment. That is the work underway. This isn't about the duration of your difficulties. It's about how long I have been waiting to take it from you, and it is unfolding now, my child, not because you deserved it through effort, but because you were never intended to bear it. What is detaching from you might be invisible to others, but the inner transformation is evident. You will speak with a new voice, my child. Your thoughts will shift. Your steps will be different, not because you are making more effort, but because you are liberated. And you will start to notice the difference. Matters that once troubled you suddenly hold no sway. The voices that once caused you to question yourself will grow quieter. The worries that used to occupy your mind are losing their power, my child. Becoming free isn't always a sudden loud event, but once you are, you stay that way. I know the moment a soul says yes to me, my beloved one. You don't have to earn your freedom through struggle. Simply accept the gift I offer. I am right here with you now. Whatever was keeping you bound is already losing its strength. You are being changed in this very instant. Looking back later, you'll recognize this very time as the turning point. It might feel unexpected to you now, but it's the exact moment I set aside for you, my cherished child. My precious child, you spent a long season feeling disoriented, like being enveloped in a dense cloud. You went through the motions yet couldn't truly perceive your surroundings or understand what was happening. There were days your physical body moved forward while your inner being quietly waited for clarity. That quiet waiting wasn't neglect. It was preparation for this unveiling. You are gaining deep insight now, my child. More than just information, you are beginning to grasp who you truly are, where I am leading you, and why the opposition against your life has felt so constant. You see, true understanding isn't merely intellectual knowledge. It's a deep knowing I place inside you. It moves beyond your reasoning and finds a home within you, bringing a sense of peace and clarity like a comforting warmth. It changes how you view yourself and everyone around you. For someone still trapped, gaining insight can be painful, but for the one I have set free, understanding is simply more freedom, my beloved. Every significant event in your life, the difficult times, the quiet periods, the delays that felt wrong, it all starts to make sense now. You are beginning to see how I was always present, how some pauses weren't a refusal but were guiding you along a different route, how paths that closed weren't rejection but redirection. You sense the burden of bewilderment lessening, not due to grasping every detail, but because you now place your trust in me, the source of all clarity, my cherished one. You have been asking for clear direction, my child, but what I am giving you is far greater. It is my unfolding plan for your journey. There are people connected to the next steps you take. There are opportunities that will only become visible once you begin to move. This is why following my guidance is so vital. It brings the order of heaven into your daily existence. My beloved, you have listened to many voices throughout your life. Some were loud. Some tried to control you. Some were careless. It might feel like you are remembering things you already knew, but truly you are finally seeing clearly. This sense of understanding, feeling like remembrance, happens because your spirit grasped the truth long before your thinking mind did, my precious one. This clarity is not physical. It is spiritual. It is not vague. It is distinct. And this clear sight isn't always about specific tasks, my child. The way forward involves an inner harmony. It means sensing the right path, knowing where to focus your energy, and discerning the true nature of those around you. You will start to notice details you overlooked before. Warnings you may have once missed will become plain. Hidden motives will be revealed. The right time for things will be more obvious, and the uncertainty that made choices feel overwhelming will begin to disappear. You are not moving into frantic activity. You are settling into alignment with me, and alignment always creates room for smooth progress. Not rushed but effective, not scattered but whole. Don't feel you must grasp the entire picture at once, my beloved. That is not how understanding unfolds. It simply requires your response. The smallest movement taken in the right direction opens the way for the next one. And with each choice that honors truth, the inner light I've placed within you grows brighter. You may not yet see the whole journey stretching out, but you now carry the light needed for the path directly before you, and the way ahead will show itself as you say yes to me. Your inner perception is awakening, and you will never view things the same way again, my child. My cherished child, the fiercest opposition you've encountered wasn't from outward circumstances, but from a battle happening within your own thinking. Not every struggle involves visible opponents. Some arrive as simple ideas, quiet suggestions that sound like your own inner voice, uncertainties disguised as careful consideration, accusations wearing the mask of logic. Your mind is the primary place where the one who opposes you tries to establish a foothold, and for those I have set apart, it is the main target. You have felt it, my child. The swirling thoughts that seem to appear from nowhere. One moment you feel settled and secure. The next, you question everything, your decisions, your value, your ability to sense my nearness. That inner turmoil isn't simply overthinking. It is the result of unseen interference. When you carry the potential I have placed within you, clarity becomes a challenge to the darkness, so the adversary fights against it. He fills your thoughts with noise and distraction. He uses old hurts like open doors, breathing doubt through them. What if you are not truly chosen? What if you have missed your opportunity? What if I have turned away from you? However, the adversary's voice consistently brings anxiety without calm. It brings urgency without clear guidance. It brings panic without my presence. Compare that, my beloved one, to the sound of my spirit. It is constant and reliable. Even when it shows you something difficult, it brings solace. Even when it guides you to change, it brings peace. I am not the source of confusion. I do not overwhelm your mind with endless cycles of uncertainty. When I speak, even a difficult truth feels like grace. For a time, perhaps months or even years, your inner world has been under assault. That is why you felt weary even when your body was rested, why your inner creativity seemed to lessen, why making decisions felt like navigating through a thick mist. You were not lacking effort, you were under attack. But hear this truth, my child. When I bring something hidden into the light, I also bring healing and restoration to that place. And the inner conflict you have endured is now being met by my truth. This is not about trying to think more positively. It is about replacing falsehoods with what is real. That is what is happening now. I am rewriting the story that has been running silently in your thoughts. The story that said, you will never change. You are too far behind. You are too damaged to be utilized. Those pronouncements are being removed one after another, not by your striving, but by this encounter with me. Even now, my spirit is sorting through the tangle of inner voices, not just silencing the opposition, but sharpening your ability to tell the difference. There is a clear distinction between your own thoughts, the voice of the adversary, and the voice of my spirit. And when you learn to recognize that difference, confusion loses its hold over you. Clarity is returning. You will find yourself thinking clearly, not just about matters of the spirit, but in all areas of your life. A sense of calm will start to guide your internal state. You will quickly recognize when a thought does not belong to you or me. You will discern spiritual opposition faster. You will act from truth rather than reacting out of fear, my child. This is where the fight happens, within you, my beloved child. And this is where change truly begins. It's not just about pushing back against what opposes you. It's about shifting what you hold to be true inside. Sometimes you may have thought, this must just be who I am. Or maybe, this is simply how things are meant to be for me. But today, those old agreements are being undone. You're not too much for me. You're not behind schedule. You are fully qualified. The battle in your thoughts has been intense because the one who opposes me could not touch the purpose I have set for you. Therefore, he sought to persuade you to abandon it on your own. That is always his method, to get the one I have set apart to turn aside from their path. He cannot take away what I have planned for you, so he tries to make you feel unfit for it. But truth is making itself known more strongly now, my precious one, not just as a feeling, but as a reality in the spirit. You are remembering what has been declared over you. The words of promise, The inner sights I have given you, the possibilities that felt far off are starting to feel certain. Why? Because your thinking is being made new. Your thoughts are settling into step with my presence. And that is when peace becomes the way you are led. The need to constantly prove yourself is easing. The voice that judges you inside is quieting down. The worry about making a wrong choice is being replaced with confidence in my direction. This clarity isn't just for a moment, my child. It is becoming the ground you stand on. You are now building your life on what is real. Each word you utter from this renewed state will carry weight. Every decision that comes from this refreshed place within you will carry weight. You are not losing touch with reality. You are waking up. The shadows fought hard to keep you uncertain, but they did not succeed. And now that your mind is free, your actions will follow. This is how your intended path is found again. Not by struggle, but by embracing what is real through letting go of each thought to me. Your mind is working in a new way now, my beloved, and the road ahead is getting easier to see all the time. Before me, your name was said, not for judgment but with kindness, not to list your mistakes but to confirm how connected you are to me. You may not have seen it, you may not have felt it, but when things were darkest, I came forward and declared, "This one is mine, my beloved one." Understand how significant that is in the unseen world. Speaking for someone else carries great strength. It is protection. It is love shown by doing. And when I speak for you, nothing can stop the help from coming. Not resistance, not things you did before, not waiting times. I state it with triumph. The one who opposes me had a list about you, my child, many points of blame, arguments for why you should be abandoned, reasons why you didn't measure up. But what he gave up was a stronger voice. It wasn't your trying that quieted the one blaming you. It was what happened on the cross. And now the work to set you free is happening because the command came straight from my throne. This was not just an idea. It was an order. Those in heaven pay close attention when I speak for someone, my child. Sometimes everything seems to stop, and it's because of you. I led you exactly to this point in time. I let you get to the very limit, not to harm you but to show you how big my goodness is. When you felt you were losing your footing, I held you up. When you felt by yourself, I stood up for you. The silent times you spent feeling lost were not missed by me. Those moments were valuable because I was with you. I was there all along. This isn't just an idea. This is the reality of your life's path. I have been taking your side, not just sometimes, but always. Each time you were close to quitting, I was there in the space. Each time you were about to make a permanent decision based on passing pain, I quietly said, "Hold on, not now." And now you're here, still living, still paying attention, still special to me. The help that came wasn't because you were desperate. It started because I stepped in. That's why it feels so profound. That's why you feel a shaking inside, even if you seem calm on the outside. Something from forever is touching the parts of you that were hurt, and healing is happening right now. You weren't just saved from falling apart. You were kept safe for a reason, and that reason is being awakened inside you right now. The things you once found joy in, the understandings, the ideas, the deep feelings, are returning to you, not pushed back in, but set free. I didn't just stop you from tripping. I protected what was ahead for you. I saw the danger and acted before the one who seeks to destroy you could succeed.